Hi there. How are you? I hope everybody's doing great. I am so sorry. I am running a little behind today. It has been one of those days. I actually left my computer at home, so that has been an absolutely joyous experience. It's been so much fun to work today. But wanted to say thank you all for coming today. I'm trying to get my gallery view set up correctly. Hi. Can you all hear me okay? Awesome. Okay, thank you for waiting. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to get started quickly. We are talking about enhancing team communication and collaboration, one of my absolute favorite subjects. When it comes to working with your team and getting a group of people who are all different with varying mindsets to communicate together and collaborate, there's a special art and science that goes with doing that. If any of you have teams, how many of you actually have teams starting? So, how many people does your team have on it, Keith? Perfect. Okay, who else has got a team going already? Okay, so you know when you get a lot of people together that it's a different system to try to get everyone working together and collaborating. So we don't have it down to a science by any means, but we certainly have a great group of people who, even though they have varying mindsets and varying personalities, they actually work together and they cheer each other on. The success of your team really depends on how well your team can synchronize and work together. And it's really important to make sure that you're doing everything you can as the team lead to ensure that they're working in unison. So, one of the things that we've done is our team meeting cadence. We used to meet once every week. Now, my team at this point in time is over 30 people. When we were smaller, those once a week meetings were fantastic because everybody kind of got to jive together. We weren't attending any meetings at our firm or anything. So the one meeting a week was all that we had. We grew really strongly with one meeting a week, but as we started to grow, we ended up needing to go to a meeting every 2 weeks because we wanted to do other things with our team. So we felt like taking those business meetings down to once every 2 weeks was enough time to give the team time to meet together, talk together without it being overwhelming and without there being dozens of people in the office. So our cadence from the time we came to Compass until now is every 2 weeks. What we do in these meetings is we talk about our wins, number one, and then we talk about the things that we are doing together, doing as a team, and any trainings that we have going on. Um, Training has been a big focus for our team, and we're going to talk about that a little more, but we usually do some highlights there. We go through all of the listings that we have coming to market, and we show some of our listing videos. We sometimes show photos of our listings, and we really encourage our team to bring their buyers to them first. This is something that really gets team members to a meeting is when you do have a good listing volume, being able to let them at least reach out to their clients first. They love that, and they'll come to the meetings just to get access to that inventory. We also go around and we do a family style lunch on our meeting days. So sometimes we have a guest speaker come in. It could be a lender, could be someone in title or an insurance person, but it could also be our broker in charge. It could be a roofer or any vendor that we are really enjoying working with that we think has something valuable to add to the group. We typically give them about 10 minutes to speak. Sometimes they'll bring in lunch. A lot of teams do breakfast meetings, and that's fine. But I find that most people don't eat breakfast. But when you put lunch out, whether it's something as simple as pasta or tacos, the team really eats together, they converse, they hang out, and it ends up being more like a family. And instituting those team lunches has been something that has really, really done magical things for our team. So if we don't have a vendor who pays for that, we have a budget for that. And most of the people that we work with, so like our ancillary companies, like our lenders, our insurance folks, my builders and developers, they know that we do family style lunches on Wednesdays, so they end up popping in for those as well. So it's been a huge benefit for our team to really sit down and break bread together and get to know each other. It kind of lowers the sizzle a little bit, so they're not just talking about work, which has been wonderful. As you all know, we talked a little bit before, but we also add in trainings to our meeting cadence. So when we're doing the playbook, we have everyone come in on Mondays and Tuesdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. They come in for 30 minutes. We watch the playbook session together as a team. And then after it ends, we go around and we do a takeaway. So this has been a great way for our employees to get to know our agents and for our agents to get to know our employees and for them to understand what the other person is working against. So on our team, we have 11 employees. Our employees' job is to take care of our agents and support our agents. Our agent's job is to take care of our clients and support our clients. Now, some employees do both, but we always want to make sure people know who they're serving. So it's given our agents an opportunity to understand exactly the battles that our transaction coordinators are fighting or our marketing directors, and it gives them an opportunity to really see them in a different light when we do those takeaways. So each person gets to say what they found impactful about that meeting, about the playbook session, and we get to have a conversation. And there have been so many ideas for implementation that have come out of those playbook sessions. It's been a really beautiful thing. So that's an easy one for you all to do. If you start it right now, you can go back to the first playbook session and start from there. If you're already watching the playbook, doing the takeaways is the magic sauce that really helps pull it all together. The next thing, when we finished the playbook last session, now all of our new agents are doing the playbook, but our older agents and team members are doing something called book club. We did this for the summer because it was just a little lighter. A lot of our agents have families and their kids are out of school. So we're reading the book Full Fee Agent by Stephen Scholl and Chris Voss. We're doing the same thing. Everyone reads one chapter a week. And then in that session, which is every Wednesday, and on our meeting days, we do it at the end of the meeting, we talk about what you took away from that session or from that chapter and what was really impactful for you. And then our team works together to role play out ways that you can handle objections to end up netting out a full commission. That has been a beautiful scenario to be able to use. So if you've got a smaller team, this could work really well with your team. And I would highly recommend the book. It's fantastic. The other thing that we do from the moment that we start onboarding team members, we try to onboard in groups. That has been something that has really saved our team a ton of time because onboarding one person at a time is very, very challenging. We onboard agents 2 or 4 at a time, and we onboard employees. We try to do it 2 at a time. That's a little harder because that's a payroll pull. But for agents, we feel that, we hire for culture first, and getting agents in the door, getting them working together and getting them role playing and going through our presentations, going through our pitch decks together is really key to getting them to start to feel like they're in the process with someone else. So they're not alone. And it really builds incredible camaraderie and incredible collaboration. So if you have the bandwidth to do this, I would highly encourage you to think about how you're onboarding and bringing people onto your team and what kind of experience they're getting. Because if you start it in the beginning where they're working together, they're role playing together, they're talking about their clients together, those team members are likely to be much more successful. And if we find that someone is not a culture fit, we offboard them immediately. We do not play around because we know that from a culture standpoint, from a collaboration standpoint, having one bad apple in the bunch is a time suck for our staff, and it is a drain on our agents, and they don't like it, they don't understand it, and they're very, very possessive of the team. So role playing is a huge piece to that. If you are not role playing with your team and getting your team to role play, I would highly encourage you to think about that as a strategy to help really get your team in alignment. The last thing, well, a couple things that I want to share is spotlighting things that are coming up in your market and allowing your team to be the experts. So, if there are objections around pricing and you've got one person on your team, could be you, but maybe not, that has done really well with getting sellers to price their homes correctly, or getting price reductions, let that agent get up in front of the team and talk about that subject and teach. Our team members get really tired of hearing us talk. Like I know mine do. It's kind of like I'm the mom. Everybody stock tunes me out at some point. But when another agent gets up there and starts speaking, it's amazing the shift that I see in their faces. So figuring out what every single person on your team is good at and giving them an opportunity to stand up there and shine will do so much for that agent's self-esteem, but it will also bring so much impact to your team. And it's not something that's going to drain you to do it because the agent's going to prepare themselves. They might pick your brain for ideas, but it's going to offload a little bit of meetings from you to your teammates. That is all that I have for you that I wanted to share as far as collaboration and team communication. The only other thing I want to add is over communicating with your team is always a great strategy. We use it with our clients all the time, but sometimes, especially for us who are new to team building, don't communicate with our team members as much as we should. So whether it is video cadence that you're just videoing text messages and sending to them, video emails, or emails that are in writing, making sure that your teammates know what's going on the team is really, really important. And it will make them feel like a part of the team more so than if you're not communicating on that level. So those are all the topics or all of the sections that I feel like have been important for us on our team in getting everyone to work together. And I will say that people who come into our team meetings are floored that we have so many people there. Our agents really try to show up. If they're not going to be here, they let us know where they're going to be. And we have great feedback, great wins, great information sessions, and great partnerships that come out of it. So at this point, I want to open it up for all of you to ask questions. We've got about 10 minutes left. And I know that questions on multiple topics were what came up last time. So I would love to hear if there are any questions on this topic or other things that you have pending on your mind. And you can feel free to unmute yourself, raise your hand, and I'll call on you, however you would like to do it. Is there anything that you guys are using on your team that you feel like is helping your team grow together and collaborate? I'd love to hear that one. Okay, somebody's got to talk.
Summer has kicked our butts. How's that? And that's the
How
fact.
so?
We have young kids. One of nobody's in the room. Nobody on the team is in the room or can hear me. But our rock star teammate on the person who I consider my right hand, the person who I would go to, like, hey, I need something. I need help with something. She just sent her baby to college yesterday, and like her youngest child,
yeah,
getting ready to go back to school next week. Summer has just. I haven't seen my team physically in person in 60 days.
Wow.
Because we've all been everywhere because summer has kicked our butt. But we have a team group chat on a text thread and we're fairly spread out over here.
Now you're in Massachusetts and New Hampshire.
Exactly. Right on the border. And we might talk every day.
Yeah.
But we haven't really been together in 60 days.
Hmm.
So,
Are you planning to bring everybody back together in the fall?
yes,
Yeah.
we are. In fact, we do have twice a year we've been doing this. One of our lender partners has a house up in Maine, and we just literally no shop talk. We go away for the day,
Wow.
and we do lobsters and out on the beach and enjoy that. And then we my wife and I have a house up on Lake Winnipesaukee, and
Hmm.
we'll take a team up there again. Typically actually a weekend for that one, and we'll go away for a weekend. Husband, wife, bring your spouse, and let's
Oh.
go hang out. Now again, there's only six of us, so
Yeah, but those things are so important. We have a hard time with that because we are so much bigger now. And it's even hard to get a reservation for dinner. Nobody wants to do 30 people. It ends up costing $5,000. Like, it's ridiculous. So we've had to get creative and do other things, but I applaud you for doing that, because those vacations and building memories and experiences like that, oh gosh, they're so good for your team, because they end up doing something they probably wouldn't have done anyway. And how's the group chat going? Do y'all, like, we have so many, it's hard for us to do that. I think we need a Slack channel or something, but I don't, the thought of adding one more thing is crazy.
I find that I'm probably the most communicative in it, and so sometimes I'll say, hey, can you go into that and do that, because it can't come from me. Exactly what you said earlier. What I say falls on deaf ears. Even
Yeah.
you could say the same thing. So
Well, and I'll tell you, don't feel bad, because summer has kicked our butts too. Like, I have twins that are 16, and I have a 20-year-old at NC State. Thank God he's in state. But it has been like crazy. Just the amount of phone calls you get when they're out of school. Monday was the first day that they're back to school, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I can shoot video content again, and I can do all these things. And of course, my calendar's been slammed. I haven't been able to see straight since, but hopefully next week we're back to a point where we're able to get into some kind of sync and some kind of vibe again. Thank you for saying something, Keith. I appreciate it.
I was going to say something too. This is Dina Corrigan. I am from Bucks County outside of Philadelphia.
Hi, Dina.
And I have a small team, and we've been doing a lot of the texting over the summer, because the same thing, everybody has kids. There's a lot going on. We try to get together in the summer once a month just to reconnect. Sometimes I'll use a Compass platform for that. We just went, Sky Michaels came out and did something in one of the offices out not far from our office. So we all traveled together. We had lunch there. We had a little bit of learning. And, during the lunch, we all just chatted. We met other people, but, we reconnected. And, but the chat for us, because we're a small team, is easy. We'll just text each other. So we'll put a group text together. Someone will tell something funny that happened to them when showing a home, or, we just throw out little things that, are humorous, to kind of just laugh at ourselves and what's going on. And it doesn't have to be work related. And, it will go on, for a couple hours. People, when they can, will chime in, and then that ends, and like another week, someone will come up with something that they're sharing or whatever. And it just keeps us laughing together and thinking about each other. But also, if there is an issue that comes up, because our team meetings for the month of August, I canceled them. July, was every other, and then August was like, okay, everybody, we know, there's a lot going on, but we've got to at least try to piggyback on some other event that's going on in the month.
I like that. That is a great way to do things, because Compass, I find, does so much. Like, we have stopped doing any in addition to team events. Like, we do our Christmas party with Compass, we do our potlucks with Compass. We really try to go over there and take advantage of all of the programming that they have. Like, yesterday they did a training on reels, and some of our team went over to work on that. Being able to take advantage of and utilize everything that Compass has is a great asset to you as a team leader when you're in your infancy, or when you're small.
Well, and that's, why we came to Compass as a team. We had left another brokerage, and it's worked for us as a small team. We do very well in our area. And it's, I like the smaller aspect of it, that we can, it can be more personal. And it's the training that Compass offers so that it's not
Yeah.
all falling on me and they can go without me. But I really have to encourage that. So I end up going because I want them to be there.
For sure.
And
Let me ask
so
you this. Are you guys using any of the Compass flight paths with your agents at all?
when you say flight path, what does that mean?
They're Compass Academy trainings. I think they call them flight paths. So we haven't used them consistently, as consistently as we should, because we coach with Chirag a lot. But there are some great sessions on there that could be fantastic. Just one meeting sessions where if you don't have someone who can come in, or if you want to do something virtually, you can play one of those sessions. I find that most of my team, given the choice, they're not
Yep.
going to do anything in addition to. But then if things start to go wrong and markets start to change, they tend to complain about it, but they're not doing anything to grow themselves. So I really try to make sure that I'm like really fanning the flame of, hey, let's watch this session together and do our takeaways. I know Sky Michaels has done a bunch of them.
Yes.
But there's some really good ones on objection handling, and then using some of the Compass tools that I think are pretty valuable.
We were doing that when we first came. Every other week, we would have the AEM in the office come in and help to train us because we were so overwhelmed with all that Compass had to offer. So then we jumped into the Chirag coaching, and every Monday and Tuesday at 9:30, we would just come in as a team throughout the whole year. And then we would have a day we would put some of that stuff in, implementing it together.
Yeah.
So that's really made them feel confident with our change to Compass and what it has to offer and understanding. And bring, again, a reason to bring us together and then talk about it. But the implementing part was really important. And again, summertime was a bust. Everybody kind of got away from it. So I'm looking forward to the fall to get back to that and just say, okay, now we're going to go back to some implementation.
Yeah, I love that. It's a great time. It's really a good time to get your calendar organized and get your expectations set with your team for what they should be doing and what your expectations are. And getting them to buy into it. Like it is so easy to get people to buy into stuff at the end of August. It's so much easier than New Year's. It's so much easier in the spring because, we all look forward to summer so much, but then we're all like, oh my God, if I could just get back to a schedule. And people I find are more willing to do that in September. So
yes,
I love that you're getting your schedule organized like that.
Absolutely. We're even having our meetings individually to review goals. And see what we need to do this last push, for the last quarter. So
do you guys do anything at your house?
Yes. I've had them over for dinner.
Yeah.
I've had little cocktail parties. We are going to the guy we use for mortgage. We're going to his house for a pool party in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we have our meeting there. So we do try to change it up. So
that's awesome. I don't do that as much anymore, but gosh, when I used to bring people into my house, it was like immediate intimacy.
Yes.
They were just so bought in and so happy to engage with each other.
Yeah, it really does make a difference.
All right. Does anybody else have anything you want to share? Any questions?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, I will give you guys some time back. Thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to reach out. My email address is gc@thecoley.group. I'm going to figure out if I can put that in the chat here. You all are welcome to reach out to me anytime. I am here to answer any questions. Like I just did a meeting right before this one with someone from the last session. So we are here to help you and here to answer really any questions you have about team building. I've made a lot of mistakes. I know a lot about what not to do. And since being at Compass, have been able to really grasp a lot of things to do that have helped accelerate my business. So I'm happy to share those. All right, you guys have a great day. My email is in the chat. See you later. Bye.